Gilmore Girls and Babette's house. What are the secrets that lie behind those walls? Have you ever wondered what other things did we film inside there, and why were those doors so tiny? Hi, I'm Valerie. I worked on Gilmore Girls. We're going to share all those fun facts in a moment. First, please make sure to engage with this post when it hits your FYP. Follow me over on YouTube to catch the ones that don't. The very first thing that people ask me all the time is, why was her house so tiny? It was tiny because Babette was tiny. And it's funny because if you actually look at Babette in that house, it even looks smaller than what she is. It's almost like she's living in a dollhouse. Not only is that house tiny, but Maury is having to crouch under every single doorway when he goes between rooms. Basically, it was because of the humor, but what was it like filming inside there? Whenever you entered Babette's house, there was one tiny door, but that tiny door was attached to a much larger, bigger door. It was like there was a Babette-sized door and a Maury-sized door, but the funny thing was Maury never used the big door. He always used the tiny one. Whenever we filmed inside, that little tiny door was attached to a much larger big door that could be opened so we can get equipment in there with ease. The only problem about Maury and Babette's house was the threshold between rooms. So tiny, so short. But once you pass that area, you could stand fully upright. I only started working on Gilmore Girls episode 11, which was after Cinnamon's wake, so I have no idea how they filmed that scene, except it was probably very similar to how we filmed the Donna Reed episode. And while Babette's house looks tiny inside it, was quite long and skinny and actually took up quite a bit of space. The last time we see inside Babette's house is Season 4, Episode 13. Remember when I told you that Gilmore Girls was a low-budget show? In order to save money, other sets were built inside that building. And this next part is going to blow your mind. So the backside of Lorelai's is the front side of Sookie. And Sookie's next door neighbor is the Twickham house, also known as the Stars Hollow Museum. The interior of Babette's house was gutted in order to build the Stars Hollow Museum. But that's not the only other thing we filmed inside there. Season 6, Episode 20, when Lorelai goes to visit Anna's shop. Did you see that one coming? I have a couple fun memories of the exterior of Babette's house. So y'all know that Babette's house was directly next door to Lorelai's, and it looked towards her yard. So whenever we filmed a scene in Lorelai's yard, oftentimes we would be set up right next to Babette's front door. So there was this one time, it was nighttime, it was getting late, and all of a sudden we're hearing these really strange noises, and it's coming from the top of Babette's roof. And we all look up and we're like, ah! From time to time, we have very special visitors that visit the Warner Brothers lot, and on that night, there was a raccoon hanging out on Babette's roof. One thing I will never forget about Babette's house is the gnomes that hung out under the tree right in front of her house. But one day, those gnomes went on an adventure. Whenever we filmed a scene inside Sookie's house, which was filmed inside Lorelai's house, the video village would be set up in the foyer of Lorelai's house. I know this doesn't make sense, but just go with it. One day, the prop guys grabbed all of the gnomes and sat them in each of the director's chairs at Video Village. Have you ever wondered why we never saw Babette's house in A Year in the Life? This next part is a little sad. In 2016, when we filmed A Year in the Life, Babette's house had been torn down for an expansion of the Warner Brothers lot. It created a brand new museum which took out Babette's house, the Twickham house, and the front facade of Dean's house. When I think of Babette, I think of my favorite inconsistency: Lorelai's back door, and the door that Babette would always use. Let me know if you want to know more about it.